Hi guys, Crochet Kanak. I'm coming to you today with one finished Afghan, finally, um, and the start of my second Afghan. So I finished the Granny's Favorite Afghan. This was a pattern from Premier Yarns. I'll put the pattern down below again. Um, excuse me. So I finally finished it. It took a lot longer than planned. I actually got through the crocheting of the squares pretty quick, but then the weaving in of the ends and then the sewing all the squares together and then the weaving in of those ends, it just, oh my god, it took so long and I was so burned out. I actually had to take a couple of days off from everything crochet related because I was starting to hate crochet. I still can't wait to get my second Afghan done and then not crochet for a while. It's exhausting. So I did finish it. I did not realize until I was sewing it together that this is actually a square Afghan, not a rectangle. Um, and somehow it turned out smaller than it was supposed to be, even though my gauge was fine before I started. I don't know what happened. I have so much yarn left over, but not enough to add another row of squares. So I don't know what happened. But anyways, it's fine. It turned out fine. It's just about 5 inches shorter than it was supposed to be, but it is done, and that is all that matters. So I don't think I can show the whole thing. I don't think I can get the whole thing in frame. I don't have enough room in this house to set up my camera anywhere where I can do that, but so that is the gist of it. I still haven't sewn in the ends from the border, but that's all I have left to do. So yeah, so it turned out pretty nice. I actually kind of wish I could keep it, but it is a gift for someone. And I don't think I ever want to make another one again, even though it's really nice and I would like to have one. But it was so much work. And because it took so long and I still had another Afghan to make, I could not block the squares individually like I had planned. I didn't have time to do that. So they're not the nicest looking. So you can't tell from the camera, but they're not exactly perfectly square. They're a little bit wonky. But time restrictions, so it is what it is. It's fine. I was actually going to try to wash it because there is a little bit of dog hair on it, and I wanted to try to see if it would soften, but this yarn is actually kind of already fuzzing and like almost pilling. I'm very concerned about this. Yeah, you would think Bernat Softy Chunky would be better quality, but apparently it's not. And also while I was working with it, it did kind of split a bit too. It was not, Bernat is going down in quality. It is very sad. But it turned out all right. So we'll see how long this blanket lasts. The family member that I'm going to gift it to. So yeah. Oh, and one other thing. The pattern called for the squares to be sewn together with the white yarn. And even though the squares are green and red, and so the sewing it together with the white yarn, it looked really bad and ugly and terrible. And I'm hoping that was just a typo in the pattern because that it did not look good at all. Even with the invisible seam I used, like you can still see the yarn a little bit on the back, and it looked really bad. This I used green to sew everything together, and so you can hardly see it even on the back. It blends in much better. I don't know what they were thinking, indicating that you needed to sew it together with the white, but anyway, so that was also another reason why it took so long, because I sewed a bunch of them together and then I realized how bad it looked and I had to take it all apart and do it all again with the green. It's been a journey and it is finally complete. So Granny's Favorite Afghan is by Premier Yarns. I had to use Bernat Softy Chunky because we don't get Premier Yarns here and it's very expensive to order, and so I had to find an equivalent. Bernat Softy Chunky was the closest equivalent I could find. But I did find the same colors, luckily. So that worked out great. I'm just a little bit concerned for the quality of the Bernat now, but it is what it is. It is done. Now I am on to my second Afghan, which I don't know if I'm going to get done in time because the people that these are going to be gifted to, we are getting together with on December 27th. which is quickly approaching. And my kids are going to be off school next week. So I don't know how much time I'm going to have. And I don't want to be doing any crocheting on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day because I have like traditions I do with my kids. So it is a crunch. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get in time. I might have to give that person an IOU and get it to her a little bit later because this is all I have done. I am making the Christmas Snow Afghan. Here it is here. From the current winter 2025 issue of Crochet World magazine. It is a join as you go Afghan, so I won't have to worry about sewing squares together, but there are still a lot of ends to weave in because there's ends from each color. So, and then there's going to be a border around each block of 4, so that's going to have more ends. And then a border around the entire Afghan when it's done. I don't know, it's going to take a lot of work. I don't know if I'm going to... I had a plan to get... because this blanket is made up of 12 blocks of 4. I have 3 done so far. So I was planning to try to get at least 1 block of 4 done per day. But I slacked a little bit, so I might have to do a little more than that per day. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get more than that done per day, but that is the goal. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can do it, but it's not difficult, but it's very time consuming and it's getting very tedious. But yeah, so it's not difficult at all. It's going pretty well. And so I'm making this out of, the burgundy is Red Heart Super Saver. And then I have this skein of white. The label fell off. I believe this was a Lion Brand Pound of Love, maybe, that I picked up at Walmart. And the green is, it was another one I picked up at Walmart. I think it was was it a Red Heart Comfort? I think it was a Red Heart Comfort. I can't remember the color name, but it's like a forest green. So yeah, so those are the colors I'm using. And so yeah, so hopefully this won't take me too long. I'm going to try really hard to get as much done every day as I can. And I'm not sure if I am going to be able to make a video, if I do finish it by the 27th. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to make a video before I gift it. Because it's going to be cutting it very close. So, I don't know if I will be able to make a video showing this one. I will at least get a photo to show when it is done. So yeah. So I think that's everything I have to say about this. And yeah. I haven't done any crochet related shopping recently. I haven't left the house at all really much recently because I'm trying to get all this crochet done. It is stressful. But yeah. So anyways, I hope everybody's been having a better December than I have. We've actually been having a lot of snow, so that's actually really nice. I love snowy Christmases. So yeah, so I think that's all I have to say today. I hope everybody's been having a good start to winter and happy crafting.